The power of patience. Patience is not just about waiting. It's about trusting the process while maintaining faith in yourself and those around you. It's the quiet force that teaches us how to endure storms, hold on to hope, and emerge stronger. This story takes us through the intertwined lives of Claire and Liam, two people navigating challenges, doubts, and the pursuit of their dreams. Through resilience and calm determination, they discover that patience isn't just a virtue, it's a transformative power. Claire sat at her modest wooden desk, staring at the blank page of her notebook. Outside, the golden glow of autumn leaves danced in the breeze, but Claire felt far from inspired. Writing had always been her passion, her way of making sense of the world, but lately, it felt like an uphill battle. Her dream was simple, to write a story that would touch people's hearts, something that could inspire and uplift. Yet, no matter how hard she tried, the words felt out of reach. She had poured her soul into a manuscript only to face rejection. After rejection, each email from a publisher saying, "Thank you, but we'll pass," chipped away at her confidence. Claire often confided in her best friend, Lily, "Maybe I'm not cut out for this," she said one evening, her voice heavy with doubt. "You're being too hard on yourself," Lily replied. "Success doesn't happen overnight. You just have to keep going." Claire nodded but couldn't shake the feeling that time was slipping away and her dream was moving further out of reach. Liam arrived in the small town of Maplewood with little more than a toolbox, a few pieces of furniture he'd made, and a heart weighed down by the past he had left behind. A bustling city and a life that no longer felt like his own. The move was a leap of faith, a chance to rebuild not just his career, but also his sense of self. He rented a cozy cabin on the edge of town and began taking carpentry jobs wherever he could find them. Crafting furniture had always been his passion, a skill passed down from his late father. But starting over wasn't easy. Business was slow, and doubt often crept into his thoughts. One crisp morning, Liam walked into a local coffee shop, hoping for a moment of peace. As he sipped his coffee, his eyes wandered to a woman sitting by the window. She was hunched over a notebook, her brow furrowed in concentration. Something about her demeanor resonated with him, a mix of determination and frustration he knew all too well. "Excuse me," Liam said, approaching her table. "Mind if I ask what you're working on?" Claire looked up, startled by the interruption. "Just trying to write," she replied, her tone unsure. "Writer's block?" he guessed with a small smile. Claire sighed. "Something like that." Liam pulled out the chair across from her, sensing she needed encouragement. "I'm a carpenter, and I can't tell you how many times I've stared at a piece of wood, wondering if it'll ever become what I imagine. But you know what? It always does, eventually." Claire chuckled despite herself. "Are you comparing writing to carpentry?" "Absolutely," Liam said. "Both take patience. You don't see progress right away, but if you keep at it, something beautiful comes out of it." Their conversation flowed effortlessly, and by the time they left the coffee shop, they felt an unexpected connection, a sense of understanding they hadn't felt in a long time. Over the weeks that followed, Claire and Liam began meeting regularly. Their coffee shop conversations turned into walks by the lake, and soon they became each other's biggest supporters. Liam encouraged Claire to stop focusing on perfection and simply write, even one sentence A day's progress, he told her. Claire, in turn, pushed Liam to pursue his late father's dream of opening a furniture shop. Start with one piece, she said, something that reminds you why. You love what you do. Inspired by her words, Liam began crafting a rocking chair in his small workshop. It was slow work, but he poured his heart into every detail, determined to honor his father's memory. Claire, motivated by Liam's persistence, started writing again. She reminded herself why she had started her manuscript in the first place, not for recognition, but to tell a story. That mattered. As Claire and Liam made progress on their dreams, life threw them new challenges. Liam faced financial setbacks when a client canceled a major order. The bills piled up, and he began questioning whether he could sustain his business. Claire, meanwhile, received yet another rejection from a publisher. This one stung more than the others it had been from a publisher she'd admired. For years, their frustrations boiled over one evening. During a conversation, maybe we're just fooling ourselves, Claire said, tears streaming down her face. What if none of this is worth it? Liam clenched his fists, his own doubts threatening to surface. But instead of reacting with anger, he took a deep breath and said, Claire, we've come too far to give up now. Patience isn't about waiting for things to be easy. It's about working through the hard parts. His words struck a chord with her. They realized that their struggles weren't signs of failure, but steps on the path to success. As the months passed, Claire and Liam began to see the fruits of their labor. Claire finished her manuscript and decided to self-publish it. She poured her heart into every detail, from the cover design to the marketing. To her surprise, the book resonated with readers, and sales began to grow. Liam's rocking chair caught the attention of a local boutique owner who offered him a space to showcase his furniture. Word spread quickly, and his business started to take off. Through it all, they leaned on each other, learning that patience wasn't just about waiting, it was about trusting the process and staying committed. One snowy evening, Liam invited Claire to his workshop. The space had transformed from a small, cluttered garage into a thriving business. I couldn't have done this without you, he said, his voice filled with gratitude. Claire smiled. And I couldn't have finished my book without you, reminding me to take it one step at a time. As they stood together, surrounded by Liam's creations, he pulled out a small handcrafted box. Inside was a simple ring. Patience brought us here, Liam said, and I can't imagine taking another step without you. Tears filled Claire's eyes as she said yes, knowing their journey was just beginning. Patience isn't passive, the narrator concludes. It's a quiet strength that teaches us to persevere through challenges, to trust ourselves and those we love, and to find beauty in the process. Claire and Liam's story reminds us that the best things in life take time, and they're always worth the wait.